Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a January transfer move to Arsenal. Now, taking a look at a lot of the transfer links today, it just seemed to me that there's a bit of a French connection. Of course, we know Arsene Wenger likes to dabble in the French leagues to find a lot of his players. That's how he's had a lot of his success over the years with players like Thierry Henry, of course, who's French, Vieira, going right throughout the years, Giroud's French. Looks like, if you look in all the rumours that have been reported at the moment, that he's looking to go French again with some of the players that he's looking at. First of all, this Sofiane Boufal. Now, Boufal is a really, really talented player. He's really emerged this season. He's 22 years of age, a winger, and he plays for Lille. Now, Lille's struggling a bit at the moment, but they've got this super talented player. Lots of clubs sniffing around at him, including Arsenal. A winger. Do we need another winger? That's the question. But, you know, there's been quotes on this guy that he's the new Eden Hazard. A lot of that to do, of course, with the fact that he plays for Lille. There was a guy the other day in the comments who said to me, he goes, listen, he's not the new Eden Hazard. He's going to be valued. Wait to see. Arsenal been heavily linked with this guy. As a lot of other clubs across Europe, including many in the Premier League. Man United apparently willing to pay up to £22 million for him. Liverpool also linked with him. Very in this January transfer window. Do Arsenal need another player to play on that right-hand side, though? There aren't. Theo Walcott can play there. Oxlade-Chamberlain. A whole host of players can play there. Do we need another player in that position? I don't know, but the French media seem to think that Arsenal are very interested in bringing him over here. So I think we're going to have to wait and see on that one. But definitely, as I said, lots of outlets reporting that lots of interest from Arsenal at the moment in Sofiane Boufal. The other guys, Adrien Rabiot. We've been hearing about the links to Rabiot right from the summer. They're still like hot, these rumours. You know, lots of speculation linking us with Adrien Rabiot. There's been people in the French press who've been reporting that Arsenal actually in talks with PSG at the moment to bring the 20-year-old midfielder to the Emirates. I've said it since. Talented player, but does he have an attitude problem? Because, you know, he's literally trying to force a move at the moment. He's been playing for PSG, not all the dislodge Marco player. And I want to leave because I'm not getting first team football. Is this the sort of player Arsenal need, or do Arsenal look at the talent of this guy? As I said, he's one of the top prospects in France. If you're 20 years of age and you are bursting into that PSG team, you must be a very good player. And as I said, there's been lots and lots of links linking him with Arsenal. And as I said, a lot of suggestions that we're actually in talks with him. I'm not sure if Arsenal are going to buy two holding midfield. I mean, he's not. I say holding midfielder, but he's not exactly a holding midfielder. He's more of a box-to-box midfielder in the games that I've seen him play. More similar to Ramsey, I'd say, than I would say to Coquelin. We are a little bit short in that midfield area, but is he what we need right now? Would Arsenal bring him in now, thinking that, you know, assimilate him into the team because we're going to be losing guys like Arteta and Flamini and that at the end? You know, it's a possibility. Coming in, I'm not sure if they're going to go, but there's lots and lots and lots of rumours linking us to Rabiot and saying that Rabiot will be coming to Arsenal. Yesterday I spoke a lot about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Aubameyang now, we see all the rumours surrounding Aubameyang, that Aubameyang's going to be, he'd missed training, and that there's a strong possibility that he could be coming to Arsenal. We now seem to have had that cleared up by Aubameyang himself, who put out an Instagram picture of him yesterday, of him on a private jet, saying that, listen, I'm on my way to Africa for the Africa version of the Ballon d'Or. So that's why I missed training yesterday. I'm going to this African version of the Ballon d'Or, and that's why I missed it. Just think to yourself, why did they take so long to come out with this and leave all this hanging? I mean, when they asked the club about it, they said he missed training for personal reasons. Still leaves it, even though that sounds like a very good reason, it still kind of leaves things kind of hanging in the air a little bit with Aubameyang. You still wonder to yourself, has his head been turned? I mean, as I said yesterday, I really can't see Borussia Dortmund selling their star player in the January transfer window when they're really fighting to get into those Champions League places. But stranger things have happened. But Aubameyang appears to have cleared that up. He was on his way to the African Ballon d'Or, and hence that's why he was unable to take part in Borussia Dortmund's first training session yesterday, after they've sort of had their break for the winter. Another German player, player that plays in Germany, that's been linked with Arsenal today, and he goes by the name of Xhaka. I love this name, Granit Xhaka. I really love that name, Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka, midfielder, plays for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He's been linked with a move to Arsenal. Granit Xhaka, interesting player, because again, it's another one of these players where his father has come out. In Rabiot's case, it's always his mum who's making the noises, but in Xhaka's place, it's his father's come out, and his father said, listen, he may not be playing for Borussia Mönchengladbach after the January window. There are a lot of clubs across Europe that are interested in him, and he's considering it. He's, again, another midfielder. Arsenal linked with a move yet again because of the El Nene thing. I'm not sure. He's also been linked. Listen, he's a highly rated player. Also been linked with moves to Bayern Munich. He's been linked with moves to Spurs, to Napoli. Could he be heading to Arsenal? Again, I think a bit unlikely at the moment, but Granit Xhaka has been linked with a move to Arsenal. Joel Campbell. Now, this one's quite interesting. A Turkish broadcaster by the name of Radio Spor, who are quite close to the Galatasaray club, have said that Galatasaray have sent their general secretary to England to hold talks with Arsenal about a January transfer move for Joel Campbell. Now, we've known before that Galatasaray were interested in Joel Campbell. If I remember rightly, he was kind of even sort of offered to, Galatasaray in the summer. Those are what the rumours were saying. Now, we're being told that, Galatasaray desperately want to bring Joel Campbell to Galatasaray. Now, for me, I think, again, this is another one of those really highly unlikely deals. Joel Campbell's come in. He's done brilliantly for Arsenal since all the injuries have taken place. And I think there's absolutely no way that Arsene Wenger would be sending him out or selling him to Galatasaray. He's a vital player now in Arsenal's search for that title. And he's been playing really well. And he's been a very important player for Arsenal. And I still think for the whole running, he's going to be important. We're fighting on many different fronts, and Campbell's come in and he's shown that whether he's off the bench or whether he's starting, he can do a great job. So I say that is highly unlikely. Arsenal fans, don't panic. Joel Campbell's not going to be going anywhere, but Galatasaray seem to be trying to talk this up. A player who will be leaving, though, it seems pretty obvious, is Matthew Debuchy. As I've been saying, so many clubs, just goes to show, there's been Arsenal fans kind of dissing Debuchy for the fact that he's came in on a few games and hasn't played that well. I still think Matthew Debuchy is a quality player. He's been very, very unlucky with injuries. And the fact that Hector Bellerin's come in and he's done so well, it's meant that, he just can't get into the team. But it doesn't mean he's not a quality player. Latest club to be very interested in him are Roma. Roma want to bring him over to Italy. he's got good clubs coming in for him. You know, Lyon are interested in him. West Brom apparently that they've dropped their interest in him now. But as I said, Roma very interested in bringing Matthew Debuchy to Italy. Also, Gideon Zelalem, another one of the Arsenal youngsters out there who are out on loan. Glasgow Rangers have extended his loan deal. I've got a mate of mine who's a big Glasgow Rangers fan, and he said, you know, Zalalem's been doing very well. What he said to me actually is that to start off with, Zelalem was doing brilliantly, and he goes, but he has gone over the past few weeks. He has dropped off a bit. He has gone a bit sort of quiet. But he goes, there's no doubting the kid's got a lot of quality, and you know, they want to keep him on up there at Rangers. I think that's a good one. It's good to be playing up there for Rangers as they're trying to get it back into the Premier League over there, up there in Scotland, and it kind of toughening him up a bit as well by playing in that league. And that loan deal has been extended until the end of the season for Zelalem. And finally, Alex Iwobi, who has featured a lot in Arsenal's squads these seasons, but hasn't really got much game time. You know, he's there. I think it was the last game where he came on, or was it the game before, where he came on for about 30 seconds. I mean, he's just not really getting the game time. He has really more been in the squad because of injuries. A lot of those injured players coming back. I mean, Alexis is coming back and players like that, which means that's going to probably push him back out of the squad. So, you know, Arsene Wenger, who likes Iwobi a lot, wants to get him some game time, and it looks like he could be heading out on loan to Reading, which I think that would be a good little loan deal for him to go out there to Reading, play in the Championship, get some game time in, and then come back hopefully a much better player. So it looks like Alex Iwobi in talks at the moment with Reading and could be heading out to Reading on loan. Just time here to get into a couple of your comments. Mohammed says, Pato, please. Let's get Pato. Why is Pato the player that everybody's always talking about when it comes to transfer windows? If Pato is so good, why is it no clubs across Europe are taking a chance of him? That's what I always think to myself. There's always a little bit of evidence there that, you know, you've got a player, they're really talented. It's not going to be hard to get the deal over the line, but no